moves on.
Yeah, that's right. Speaking of move on, these guys are getting to move on, and we'll see where these guys go first. Barnowl to Flash and Kuumba to Metal, similar to what happened in the first.
Yeah, quite similar. We still got PowerPoint Metal Man. I'm sorry, I'm feeling a little stupid to point that out.
It's unfortunate, you know what I mean? Sometimes runners can't control what's happening with their internet on certain days or whatever, so I mean, it happens.
I'm pretty sure Kuumba would know I'm teasing anyway. Regardless of the matter, there are a lot of moles in Metal Man stage. Vanilla enemies, but they are still quite a bother nonetheless, especially with the extra enemies that are in the way.
Exactly, and while Kuumba is making his way to my favorite Power Ranger color, the barnowl is actually on pretty vanilla looking Flashman. So while he's slipping around, Kuumba will take both of the E-tanks that's available, I think, and let's see what his first robo will be.
Yeah. In the words of Easy Danger, is this even randomized? What's going on here? But
now that's a trademark sentence that I kind of like to. Well, never mind. I ain't gonna say anything. Never mind.
You started it. Of course it was Creed. I just always hear Danger saying it, but yeah, definitely. So he picked it up from you. I like it.
Someone has to be blamed for everything, you know.
Friggin' memery. And okay, I'll say it. Is this even randomized as we got Flashman and Flash Room? I can take part in memes as well.
Don't you like memes? Look how high Flash is jumping, so he's happy. And a Power Ranger Woodman as well. Wow.
Yeah, and that was quite a dark life bar. Kind of hard to see how the Buster reacted to it, but he's gonna get through the fight. Barnowl getting out a little bit early compared to Kuumba. Kuumba gonna take out Woodman as well. So both runners are off to a pretty good start.
We find Item 1 and Flashman stage, so Barnowl has a little bit of advantage in terms of movement accessibility, but we do not know what Item 1's capabilities are. Item 1 in this randomizer is the only item that it has a random property, and it looks like this is a really good Item 1. It looks like a real good zippable Item 1, so we might see some good stuff later on.
Yeah, it moves up a little bit faster than the normal one, but it seems to stay on screen a good amount of time for you to be able to do your good wall clips and move around.
That's actually a very interesting item one. I rarely see that good item ones. This is faster than vanilla, but it's really good. And meanwhile, just to note that Kuumba actually used one of his E-tanks on Woodman on his first fight on Metal, so he'll have to do Flash pick another one. Oh, and Barnowl, look at this beautiful Metal Blade spam. He can spam like 4 at the time.
Yeah, they're pretty fast too. Metal Blades can be really slow, really fast. They can have awkward angles when you shoot them in diagonals. Metal Blades can be the beast of a weapon that it was in Mega Man 2, or it can be a sorry excuse for a weapon, depending on what the randomized seed is. But it seems like this is a really good Metal Blades this seed.
Yeah, I can feel he likes it already. I would have liked it. It seems really wow, and it's clear in Chicken's one shot. It's really good.
Meanwhile, Kuumba's taking on Flashman in his room, just like Barnowl did, so Kuumba shouldn't have too much trouble there. Meanwhile, we got Air in Quick Room. He can be hard to hit with this room setup, since his Air Tornadoes tends to be pretty defensive.
And I don't think Metal is the actual best weapon for Air. He seems to like Metal, but the best fight for Air, I think, is Buster, because you can kind of sneak those shots in between the air shooters he does.
Well, it doesn't help that the Buster is pretty strong on Airman being a soft weakness.
Yeah, speaking of Buster, he's gonna switch to it after taking a U-turn. Go ahead and take out Airman, and Kuumba's gonna see what how item 1 acts.
Kuumba is stubborn with trying those biggies and test zips, but I think you have to do the normal crash zip this time around. And meanwhile, Barnowl on the very dangerous stage, but let's see if this time some of the runners will have trouble with air.
While we see our enemies traverse through their respective stages, being the music nerd that I am, I'd like to just want to note that this particular theme that's in Crashman stage is actually from a SNES Gundam game.
That's a Japanese game exclusively, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was used in Gray Zone for Bubble Man stage. Rockman 2 Gray Zone, that ROM hack.
By the way, if you guys haven't tried that ROM hack, I highly recommend. Oh, this is a randomizer race, and randomizer is really cool. I really recommend some of these ROM hacks where the music is coming from. They're really cool as well.
Metal Blade's not working on the crushers. The tried and true Metal Blade just not being tried and true on every single thing. Meanwhile, Kuumba's finishing his crash climb and dealing with the chickens on his final stretch towards the crash room.
And as you can see, guys, one weapon can be really powerful, but it's not a solution for everything. So yeah, they will have to adapt to everything and find the vulnerabilities to everything and kill everything as with whatever they have, basically.
Looks like Bubble's a soft weakness for our Heat Man fight. It looked like I'm assuming he's a fast Heat, but it's kind of hard to tell with the picture we got from Kuumba. Meanwhile, Barnowl finishes his Robot Master. Did anyone catch what Robot Master Barnowl fight?
Yeah, that was an unhuggable Bubble, which kind of shooted a lot of bullets when he was in the air. And that was, I think, as well, a really fast Heat, because fast Heats tend to go out of the map border, let's say, tile border.
Not only that, it seemed like Crash was holding out on the item 2 as we get item 2 from the Crashman stage fight.
And this time around, he seems to fall in love with that metal weapon, Barnowl. And Kuumba with his, I think, did he got item 1? I think he got item 1, will go through Heat.
Meanwhile, Barnowl is going through Woodman stage. They had a pretty large amount of Joes, and even in this small little room here, the Joes are being very, very trolly, just pretty much barreling his way through, and now taking on the dogs.
It's hard to kind of deal with so many clustered Joes at one place. So yeah, can be really hard sometimes. Meanwhile, Kuumba goes to the bottom section of Heat, I think. And if he has item 3, I'm pretty sure he will try that item 3A trigger zip.
You can do the zip with item 1 as well, but he has a low number of item 1s to try and do it. Assuming, yeah, it looks like he's trying for it.
Yeah, you have to have, I think, at least 3 item 1s to do a B trigger, or just get clipped and do an A trigger. It's possible with item 1 as well, but you gotta have a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, unfortunately, it looks like he didn't get the zip. He's gonna have to go the vanilla route.
Yeah, the fact that you have item 1 in Heat allows you pretty much to do a lot of exclusive stage zips with item 1. So if you don't have item 3, you can use item 1 for the second half of Heatman stage for that zip, and of course you can also use it for the first section of Heat as well for a truly exclusive item 1 zip.
Yeah, that cool kid zip is really neat because it skips the first half of the heat section, which can be really annoying and kill the runners. Meanwhile, Barno almost at his robot masters 1 inch away, as well as Kuumba, who had to unfortunately do the stage normally.
So Barnow finds Quickman in Woodman stage and gets annihilated by the not the quick boomerang, but the metal blade. Meanwhile, we got a really dumb crash. Well, we got a pseudo dumb crash. He's not all that aggressive, and he walks back and forth, barely jumping. And it looks like Bubble is one of the primary weaknesses for Crash. So we got 2 weaknesses found for 2 bosses that led to pretty quick fights. So good job for Kuumba and Barnowl.
Yeah, that will definitely help him in the re-fights. Barno searched for an item, probably item 2, I might guess, at the start of Bubble to kind of go fast, but he doesn't have it, so he'll continue with his his big love for item Metal Blade actually. And
Yeah.
that song actually mesmerized me. I'm sorry. I love that song so much.
And man, Kuumba running into a bunch of Joes on the screen on a wood. It's gonna deal with a bunch of lag here, but I believe he'll make it through it. These 2 guys both have 4 down, both at the beginning of their respective stages, so I'd say they're pretty much even. Maybe Barnowl has a slight lead. It's hard to tell. I'd say that just because he's maybe a screen ahead, but now I don't know. It's kind of hard to say.
Well,
yeah.
Barnowl takes the death, but unfortunately negates the time he would have saved by doing that glitchless Bubbleman zip. So he has himself a little minor setback, but for right now it's not too debilitating at this current moment. But that pretty much can give Kuumba the edge he needs, as he does good wood.
And strangely enough, he has a good item 1. He doesn't do the backup, let's say the main zip in any percent that's done with an item 1. He continues normally through the stage, and I think Kuumba is good to go with his good wood. He's probably, yeah, I think he's good to go.
Yes, I know I pretty much said an oxymoron when I said glitchless zips. Just go with me on this one. Meanwhile, there was a question in the chat that was simply asked, what's going on here? For those that are just coming in, welcome to Mega Man 2 Randomizer, with, as it said, Randomizer is just about nearly everything about Mega Man 2. So, what's randomized? Bosses are random. The bosses you face in a given stage, their AI, their weaknesses, the enemies in a given stage. You got music, you got color, you got weaknesses for enemies. It just randomizes quite a lot of stuff. So for what it is, it's a pretty in-depth randomizer for all that it presents.
I agree with Creed and his endless energy of explaining the randomizer. You will have to need an additional knowledge, a book of knowledge, to actually understand everything in this rando, because you have to probably throw away most of the stuff you know from vanilla. And meanwhile, Galaxy Man on Kuumba while he's doing the bubble stage, and Barno actually completes bubble, I think. Yeah, bubble.
That's right, and he finds item 3 there too, into metal, which is one of the stage Kuumba tackled first.
And the zip I was talking about, that's the usual setup, and he does it with a trigger. Okay. And really cool, Kuumba does the zip without any problems. Meanwhile, Barno will attempt a very nasty metal zip because the drills are on the way. They're kind of interrupting him. It's really hard at this point.
Yeah, doing the zips with the drills is possible to do, but you're gonna almost expect it to fail because the drills will more than likely just be in your way and just knock you out of the walls, negating the zip to begin with. So it's almost for the best just to ignore this, trying to even zip.
Man,
At this point, we talk about zips and whatnot, but I think we need to explain at least a bit about zips. They are completable with item 1 and item 3. There is some exclusive zips with item 2, but very rarely done. And to do that, Mega Man must enter a wall with an item 1 placed correctly. I think that should cover it, because it's really hard to explain everything else.
Yeah, the gist of it is that whenever Mega Man enters the wall, the game detects that and tries to eject him from the wall, so it'll shoot him backwards. So if you turn to the left, then it'll look for the end of the wall on the other side, and it'll shoot him all the way to the end of the wall. Explaining somewhat why the heat zip works like it does. You clip into the top of the Heatman stage near the checkpoint, and then you eject yourself by jumping and turning left, and then it'll shoot Mega Man backwards.
Let's say zips just work.
Yeah, definitely. I'll go with that. Ooh, nice. Another song I have not yet heard in the Randomizer. I love it.
I believe this one was taken from Dragon Quest VI, if my knowledge.
You're totally correct. You're totally correct. That's Dragon Quest. And meanwhile, Barnowl has found a semi-weakness for wood, which is Crash Bomb.
2 left for Barnowl. I believe 2 left for Kuumba as well.
Now I think Barnowl has item 1 and he's gonna opt for that. Clash Zip for sure, I'm pretty sure. He wanted to know that, he wanted to do that in a race. Was very scared of it. Let's see how he fares. Meanwhile, I think Kuumba traversed with item 2, half of the upper section of Airman. Well, both of them are doing really great. And yeah, Barnowl is doing fine. He did it. Claps to Barnowl. That's probably his first Crash Zip live that you're seeing, guys.
Very nice, very nice. If he does go back and watch this, I will say I noticed he actually itemed one a little late. Ooh, and he didn't screen wrap, so it's going to put him back at the stage. No, he actually did get the full wrap. My apologies.
Good luck, we got a lucky weakness for Kuumba. Finding the Flash weakness, and it's on Bubble. Flash is always gonna be weak to one Robot Master, but its effectiveness is gonna be random. It's gonna be random. So this is a pretty good Flash weakness for this particular Robot Master. So good job. That's usually like in normal mode. That's definitely a weakness I would try to find as soon as possible, so you can make some of your Robot Master fights, especially during the refights, it makes it much easier and lighter on your shoulders.
Exactly, as you may see in previous races, I think Creed actually live found a Flash weakness to a Robot Master that I don't remember. It was really cool to see that actually someone searches for those, because if I do that only on refights and not in the stages, and it's really cool because we've seen the runners actually found a lot of vulnerabilities this round.
And Kuumba's going for the item 1 zipping quick. He should. I think he's doing it because he knows that the Flash Stopper is actually continuous and not segmented. Because the Time Stopper actually has randomized energy consumption. While the consumption is vanilla right now, non-stop energy drain for the Time Stopper, it actually can be randomized to have properties similar to that of Mega Man 4's Flash Stopper, in that it will have a particular duration before it reverts back to normal speed. And of course, because of that, it also has a randomized weapon usage. So Kuumba's actually pretty lucky he got such a good Time Stopper version.
And I don't think the zip saves a lot, but I was looking forward to see the lights off. But seems that the lights didn't turn off on the zip this time.
Yeah, the zips usually don't save all that much time, but the fact of the matter is it still saves time, especially when done correctly. So if you got the ability to use them, might as well.
Meanwhile, I don't know if this is Barnow's last Robo, because normally, yeah, probably is, because normally runners keep their clashing heat as last stages. So Kuumba probably his last, and this is Barnow's last as well. So they're pretty close at the moment.
What a nasty looking Heatman stage!
Oh,
Don't
look
know
at all
why we didn't notice. Well, of course we don't know. We know why we didn't notice on Kuumba's stream, but there are a lot of fat fans in Heatman stage. Fat fans is pretty much notorious for just slowing down runners just enough to die and fall into pits. This is literally one of the worst stages to have them on.
Gotta do those exclusive zips, dude. Really gotta do those zips to avoid these. Oh my, this is very bad.
Anyway, we're in Wally 1 on Kuumba side, so you know that time. What's gonna be your color for the dragon? What's your color guessing?
I'm gonna be that guy this time and change, because I won't see my blue eyes white dragon at all. I'm gonna guess for red this time.
I'm gonna say red. I'll say red this time.
Alright, guess I'll wind up changing my guess too, and we're just gonna say full true blue. We're talking about almost Mega Man blue.
Yeah, we did get to see a Mega Man dragon. I don't know if it was a tournament or exhibition races. I do remember seeing one.
Okay, so 2 reds, 1 blue. Let's hope this time it works around. Meanwhile, our Barnowl actually completes the hard part. Now comes the easy part of the stage. Let's hope it's easy though. It may not be.
Kuumba trying to do the vertical wrap towards the end of Wally 1, fails that and winds up going back down. We're gonna assume that he's gonna try to do it again.
I didn't see. Did he do the first vertical, or just he's attempting just the second one to skip the ladder?
I'm pretty sure he tried to do it, but I don't remember seeing him being successful at it. Charlie Boy, were you able to see that?
Oh, I didn't. To be honest, I was looking up the proper name of Fat Fan, which would be Mata Saburo, or Fan Fiend, is the proper name of Fat Fans.
Charlie Boy showing some skills at Japanese, it seems. You know,
Japanese. Showing some skills at basic reading.
That dragon is red. Just kidding, it's pink. Okay, man.
It's a Power Ranger dragon, dude. He's still happy being a Power Ranger.
Anyway, it looks like we got Leaf Shield as a weakness, as least is not reversed horizontally. We still don't know what it acts vertically, but it's still enough to take out our Mecha Dragon. So Kuumba is well on his way to victory, going through, completing Wally 1 on his way to Wally 2.
Oh, meanwhile, Barnowl has had to take a death because I think his item 2 bonked and he took the life and had to take a death because he can't go to the blocks again. Meanwhile, a smile detail on Leaf Shield. Leaf Shield can actually deploy really slow until the leaves connect to Mega Man, so that's really hard sometimes on the dragon with Leaf Shield.
The Leaf Shield has some really weird extra properties. I mean, when you first activate it, the extension reach when it first activates is random, so you can have some very wide extension before it winds up going back to its normal state, which means the activation can actually last a little longer as well. So it's just some really weird things that the Leaf Shield is capable of in the randomizer. Anyway, Kuumba is digging for the wall weakness. which looks like it's Bubble.
Oh, that's one of the worst ones. By the way, he's kind of low on Leaf, so I will probably exclude the possibility of Leaf Pico being done.
So for right now, Kuumba is still moving on ahead, probably about a stage and a half ahead against barnowl. But barnowl is starting his Wily stages, still making it pretty close, not too far behind, but there's still a lot of Mega Man 2 left. We don't know what Wily's 3, 4, and of course we don't know how the refights are going to act, especially with the Wily machine. There's still quite a bit of game left, and it can still be anyone's race if the worst case scenario happens for either runner.
It's all about that decisions making and the adaptation of the runners with what they get and what they got served by the seed. Kuumba has found that the Leaf Shield is powerful. Let's hope he has enough ammo, or he will have to switch, because I think he'll have to think on one of these Picos here.
No, he should be fine.
It doesn't take ammo at all for some reason. Wow.
Nah, the Leaf Shield only uses ammo when you fire it. If you stand still, you will never ever have to worry about losing ammo.
Nevertheless, he had to switch because yeah, he fired it because he moved, and Metal Blade seems to have done the job. And as we know, Barnowl loves Metal Blade, so my instinct tell me he will have no problems with Pico. But we'll see. He has to go through the dragon first, and as we know for now, it's Leaf is one of his weaknesses, and let's hope this time he does a really good Leaf fight.
So Kuumba traversing Wily 3, which can be a stealth wall, a stopping point in this stage depending on what enemy set we got. And right now we got a really friendly enemy set right now. This would have been another stage where our fan fiends would be a really notable tripping point. But fortunately they're not there, and it's a relatively easy stretch for Kuumba for him to finish off Wily 3.
Yeah, toothpaste is really good, and I believe fat fans take their toll. And one of our previous racers, actually, one of the racers, I think, gave up on those. It was that hard for him. So yeah, sometimes they can be a real trouble. Meanwhile, Borna was fishing for his dragon weakness until Kuumba goes to guts.
Look like charge heat is our other weaknesses, so we got some actually pretty awkward weaknesses for the Mecha Dragon. Meanwhile, we got a Buster Weak Guts tank over on Kuumba's side.
And Barnowl taking his revenge on the dragon for the first time, making him through first try this time. Good stuff to him.
He completely demolished that dragon, playing it safe, jumping around, just like crisscross and charging those heats. Yeah, really good job from him. And Kuumba, no problems with the Buster Weak Guts. Let's see if he refills some of his weapons and try those juicy zips at Wily 4. No, he doesn't refill anything. He's comfortable with what he got right now.
Decided to take the damage with the Joe mech pretty much just roadblocking him from the ladder. And looks like that's going to be our primary enemy for the first half of Wily 4. So looks like we're going to find out, well, no, he's going to just bypass the fake floor section with item 2. The fake floors in the previous screen and the screen that Kuma's on now, they're both actually have randomized spots. So we don't know where the fake floors are. But Kuumba has item 2, and he's probably going to more than likely just fly over them as we try to get video feed from Kuumba back.
That's a really good decision, actually. And Kuumba's let's say picture perfect here, and we cannot see those spike screens, but I'm sure I haven't heard that sound. So he's doing fine. Meanwhile, Barnowl is on the last stretch of YD2 on his way to Pico. He didn't have any troubles with the hallway, so he's good to go. And instantly switching to those metal blades, that's a really good decision for him.
Yeah, I see Kuumba's taking a good bit of damage. Haven't heard or seen anything. Oh, okay. Well, it looks like he has more life.
Yeah, Chanky Makers at least in the next to final portion of the moving platform spike room, there are actually some really nasty enemies to try to pass by, especially if you try to damage boost and use item 1 in that area. You take a lot of damage.
Barno is clearing house. Meanwhile, I think Kuumba completed the wiggle zip because I kinda see from this screen that he's switching weapons and searching for weaknesses. Yeah, he's cleaning walls with Bubble.
Well, we know Kuumba found some kind of weakness, but we not necessarily sure what it was. I want to say that color scheme was air.
Yeah, most probably. I can't remember, but it looks like an air from what I've played before.
Yeah, that looks like that bubblegum, like the color scheme on that Mega Man.
Well, we'll find out what the actual weakness was when barnowl gets to him. Meanwhile, Kuumba is about to run through the refights. He pretty much has a firm grasp of the lead and pretty much on the verge of taking this set 2-0. The only thing we gotta worry about right now is if the Wally machine is Buster Week or not.
Yeah, and don't forget that Alien. Last time Kuumba died on Alien, and that cost him like close to 2 minutes. So everything can be a stopping point. You just have to believe.
Yeah, meanwhile, barnowl going to the Guts here. And he doesn't have Buster out, even though we know Guts Dozer's Buster Week. He does not, so it looks like he's going to actually fish. And he finds the Buster. So no problems here. He's gonna just Buster him out, make his way to Wily 4.
Yeah, that's really cool to see from a new person that he orientates and adapts that fast. He instantly, to not lose time, tries the closest weapon in that menu, which was Crash, and instantly switches and tries Buster. Just really logical. Good job to Barno.
Yes, definitely agreed. Good stuff, making it to Wily 4.
And he
Kuumba had to take an E-Tank. I see that he was low on health in his refights, and now he's got full health, so I can only assume that he took an E-Tank.
Yeah, I think he did, and actually Barno is packed with E-Tanks. As you can see, he has 3 lives, all the ammo, 4 E-Tanks. He is packed and ready to go for Wily 4.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I always want to make sure to stay stocked as much as possible during races. You'd much rather have the waste a little bit of time it takes to go out of your way and get those and not need them versus needing them and not getting them. Because you'll lose more time that way taking the deaths.
I think we gotta Buster Immune Wily machine. I heard some tinks.
The checkpoint there. Buster Moon Wileys, I like it. And this one is mustard green or mustard yellow.
I don't think it's Buster Week. Oh no, it's Buster. He uses metal. Yeah, he uses metal to kill the second phase, and I do believe air was the first one, because I've seen an air shooter somewhere around those screenshots there.
It's fun to make guesses when you're dealing with, 2 FPS streaming capabilities.
Is this live? Is this real life? Yes, it is live.
For some people, it's live. For some people, they're playing on screenshots. Yeah, sometimes it's tough.
Oh, Kuumba going for that alien corridor zip there. Couple wiggles here.
I don't think he made it. Nope, he didn't make it.
That's an overzip. That's an overzip. He has to take a death and try this again. He will try. I don't think he'll try this again. Or maybe because it's Kuumba.
I'm about to say I'm almost half expecting Kuumba to try it again.
I mean,
yeah, he's trying it again. He's about to refill his item once. He's definitely trying it again.
He's got to remember he's in a race. And, he's a little bit far enough ahead that he could even mess up another time or two, maybe. But Barnowl on Wily 4 refights can go pretty quickly sometimes. So we'll see what happens.
This time didn't try to crash the alien, because that's my guess. He tried to crash the door. Basically, what crash the door means is not doing wiggles and pressing right at the right moment. Now he wiggles a couple of times and goes to the alien.
Yeah, if you end up crashing the gate, you have some testicular fortitude, to say the least. But Kuumba gonna finish and win the race. His official SRL time will be 36 minutes and 11 seconds. GG's to Kuumba.
GG's to Kuumba. That was a really great race.
So with this victory, we got ourselves another 2-0 victory here as Kuumba takes the match 2-0 against Barnowl. So he'll be moving on again in his bracket, while Barnow's gonna have to continue to do some more races in order to survive to get to the next set of brackets.
Yeah, I think Kuumba will have to face Kolpeho if I'm not mistaken. Meanwhile, Barnowl, he's playing it safe. He's using a couple of A-tanks here and there. Never hurts to be safe.
So while Barnowl finishes off his run, we still got to remind you that we're still not over yet. We ended for the long haul. We got another race incoming. It's going to be JVeth versus Squidman, and another best of 3 matchup coming up immediately after this. So stay tuned, and we're going to give our support to our runners. Of course, thanks to Kuumba and Barnowl for participating right now. They're not finished yet, but we still appreciate them for coming out and racing, and we're just gonna have ourselves a good old time.
Unfortunately for you guys, we are probably not gonna have time for an interview, and we will have to jump straight into the next race. And I think both of the runners, Squid and JVet, are prepared. So as soon as Barnowl finishes, we're gonna take, let's say, a little break and continue with them.
Yes, indeed, that's correct. Double duty tonight. We're going straight into Squid and JVeth after this match.
And you had to hear our awkward voices yet again, because we're like I said, we're in it for the long haul. So the 3 of us are still gonna be commentating for the next race, so keep your ears peeled.
You're stuck with us.
Like it or not, we're here. So yeah.
But yeah, Barnowl gonna make it through Blue Beams here, and he's on his way to his refights. So we'll see how he fares against refights, Machine, and Alien.
So yeah, as mentioned, this is definitely Live Alive music, or Live a Live, since they were brought up in the chat earlier. It was the Kung Fu episode, the War in China. Yeah, get a little off subject. I remember seeing Live a Live as a playthrough. Pretty expensive RPG, actually. Even though it was mostly straightforward and it had a lot of mini sections as you traverse through characters, it's actually pretty interesting. Pretty interesting story to look at.
Oh, can you say that name again? I actually love RPGs. I'm really in love with them, but I haven't played that one. What was his name again?
The name of the RPG is I want to. It's kind of hard to pronounce because live and live are pretty much spelled the same. It could be either live a live or live a live. But yeah, that's a Japanese exclusive title though for the Super Famicom.
So no European version, no translation.
There's fan translations out there.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna probably search that one after the race.
So look like while we're waiting for the barnowl Kuumba race to officially end, Kuumba's messing around with Rockman 2 Gray Zone.
Yeah, it's one of the most underrated ROM hacks, by the way. Gray Zone. I have such a, I don't know. I'm a casual most of those ROM hacks, but I have deep love for them. I don't know why I like them so much. They're random, but they're really well made. And Gray Zone is no exception. It's one of those good ROM hacks.
Yeah, of course, it's going to be on the tougher side. ROM hacks always tend to skim towards some of the rougher platforming. I won't say borderline cheap, but though ROM hacks are usually tend to be made for the more veteran Mega Man players for that extra challenge, even though there is a sliding scale between challenging and just flat out cheap.
And no, don't get me wrong. I completed Gray Zone like 2 or 3 times, including that juicy zip we all know about that skips the whole stage. But it's, yeah, like you said, really cheap. Some deaths there can be really cheap and can really turn you off speedrunning something like this.
And meanwhile, Barnowl is on his final Robot Master in refight, and he's gonna find out the unfortunate case that the machine is not Buster Weak, but knowing him, he might be gonna try to use metal first.
Oh, that defensive air. Use it. No, he doesn't use it. He has to take a death again.
I think he's just gonna try to opt and save it for the machine, which actually might be wise, considering that he's probably gonna be digging for weaknesses due to the fact that that the machine is Buster immune. So in hindsight, it's really not a bad idea, but you gotta watch his life.
He's going with almost full life to the machine. That's always good. Meanwhile, as you can see on Kuumba's screen, that's another ROM hack, which is Mega Man 5 ROM hack called Install Metal, with really good music and decent, if I may say so, decent levels. But you mostly don't see the levels because, Mega Man 5 and Arrow, it's just ridiculous, but it's a good ROM hack.
Meanwhile, Barnowl is struggling to find the proper weakness for the machine and subsequently winds up using his last E-Take, so this is his final shot, and he finds heat as one of the first weaknesses.
So different approach here, heat, and if I remember correctly, it was his favorite metal second. Let's see if he will find that. It has no E-Tanks, sadly.
And he doesn't have much time to use it. This is his last shot.
Oh, he finds quick.
No, he finds bubble, but unfortunately takes a death. And I don't think he has enough heat for the first phase. So he's probably gonna have to fish for another weakness for the Wallet Machine. The Wallet Machine has 3 weaknesses per phase. Of course, and each phase has one that's actually locked.
Oh, so bubble is for 2 stages. Wow, that's really cool. He has enough bubble now.
But he's still taking too much damage. He's not going to survive. Yep, he doesn't survive. He's taking too much damage on the first phase. He's resorting to get in really close with the bubbles, and that's really messing him up with the downward arc shot of the first phase of the Wallet Machine. He has plenty of bubbles to definitely do both phases, but he's really got to learn to, he got to work around the damage.
Yeah, you have to be really patient because the first phase is the one you can dodge. Those arcs, if you do timed jumps, you can dodge them. And He does. Oh, got him. Got him. Got him. Now on to the alien.
So anyway, as this particular match comes to a close, we give shout outs to Kuumba and barnowl. They entertained us as best as they could. They raced hard. As we said, Kuumba wins this match 2-0. But give props to barnowl. He has really done some pretty good stuff in this race, not giving up, not quitting. So props to our runners. Follow our runners. They deserve as much attention as you can possibly expect from. You get the gist.
They did really well, and Barnowl getting sub 50 both of the races. Well, he hasn't still, but assuming he gets sub 50 on both races, that's a really good pace for a new runner. So get your claps for Barnowl, and congrats to Kuumba again for winning the series.
Yeah, definitely. GG's to barnowl indeed. It's going to finish up with an SRL time of 46 minutes 20 seconds. And yeah, that one's going to wrap up this match, this tournament match here. Kuumba taking it 2-0 over barnowl. But barnowl's not done just yet. He's still got a second chance on the loser side of the match.
Really good pace for a new runner. So get your claps for Barnowl. Hey, that's me.
Wow, yes it was.
Okay, you're me. I'm getting crazy. Wow.
Definitely good games to both these guys. Guys, make sure to follow the runners like you guys were saying. Anything else from you guys? Unfortunately, we don't have time for an interview. Creed, Talentless, you guys want to add anything before we get into the next race between the next set of runners?
Well, just stay tuned because Kuumba is going against Coltejo and Barnowl. Till he lost today, he's not eliminated yet. He'll continue to the lower bracket. So, guys, if you're following this tournament, stay tuned for these guys. You'll see them again. Anything else, Creed?
Not just GG Charm runners. Then get prepared for our next race. It's Squidman versus JVeth coming up very shortly.
Yes, sir, indeed, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Go hit your restroom break, and by the time you get back, we'll be back with some more Mega Man 2 Randomizer tournament action. My name is Charlie Boy. I'll see you guys very shortly.